Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode, I'm gonna unbox 5 expansions for the Order of Vampire Hunters by Dark Gate Games. Some of these are Kickstarter exclusive, which you got with the Kickstarter campaign, or could add as an add-on. So what are they? We have here an Elder called Brith, who has 2 minis in it. It's a pretty big box, or big minis. We have these crawlers over here, which is an extra monster you can add. We have Vibora and the Jararaca, which is an Elder and some extra minions as well. We have this exclusive box of the Varacolaci, which also has an Elder in it. And finally, we have this big Elder, which is a Gugadeth and the Beast. So I'm going to show you all of these next. So let's start opening them up. A box of crawlers for Vampire Hunters. Let's open up. This box is a smaller box. It has smaller minis in it as well. So inside we find 5 models, the cards, and a leaflet that explains these monsters. So we have the artwork here, the crawlers, and how to use them. The contents are explained here with some backstory and how to add them to your game. And on the back side, some nice artwork again. So there's that. Then we have their cards, just one card with a day side and a night side when they gain a painful bite. They're pretty weak creatures, and you can add them to your game as well, and they look like this. So there's these tiny monsters that crawl around. They have a big head with a tongue, big teeth. They have relatively large forearms and smaller rear legs. They're squatting down like that. They're sitting. Looks like they're coming out of the ground, just like the burrowers. I think these replace the burrowers in the base game. So you can have those, and supposedly there's multiple of these that spawn. So instead of one big burrower, you can have a couple of these crawling at you. Let's continue to the next box. So here is Vibora and the Jararaca. Another small expansion for the Order of Vampire Hunters. On the back it says what's inside, and that it is an expansion for the base game with some flavor text. So let's open it up, see what's inside. There we go, all kinds of stuff. So we have another leaflet with the artwork for the Jararaca, the contents of the box, and some backstory over here. And on the back we have Vibora herself with her snake. And there's the rules for adding them to the game. Okay, so we have a deck of spawn cards here. So night and day activations. And yeah, you can add them and shuffle these in. And then depending on how many players, you can have some of these in your game as well. Let's have a look at the cards here. In the plastic. So we have the Jararaca, the daytime version, and on the other side there's the nighttime Jararaca, who gains a mob attack. And here is the Elder Vibora, who has a snake bite and a snake charm. Her initiative, her health. She's melee. She attacks with 6 dice that hit on a 5 or a 6. And you have to draw an Elder Influence card. So those 2 cards are in here as well. So here is a model for a Jararaca, which looks like a very creepy looking female vampire. So we have 6 of these in the box. I nicely detailed. And here is Vibora herself, the elder with her snake, wearing a sort of a Princess Leia costume here, trying to charm the hunters into her deadly trap. So that's the models and the cards that go in this box. Let's go to the next one. So here we have Brith the Elder, who has 2 artworks on the box, the contents on the back, and some story here. So let's open that up. So inside we have again a plastic insert with the models and the leaflet and the cards. So let's have a look at the leaflet first. So this is Brith, who is a very big, strong, almost gorilla-like vampire elder with some backstory here, adding him to your gameplay. And on the back here is an example of how that works. He's in a room with your hunter. Some explanation here. So read that if you want to know how he works. And inside we have a couple of cards, because this is basically one elder. So as you can see, it's an elder card. And we have Brith here, who has 6 health. He's a melee attacker, attacks with 4 dice, hits on a 5 or a 6. And he has some special abilities here. And when he reaches 0 health, cancel any remaining hits, discard all wound tokens, and use Burst Brith. So once he goes down, he becomes Burst Brith. And as you will see with the mini, he's got extra claw-like tentacles bursting from his stomach. So that's pretty creepy. Acid burns and deep wounds. So let's have a look at that mini. So here he is in his, shall we say, normal form. Pretty creepy already, big and muscular with these large hands and claws, a big head, stumpy legs, and all these tentacles on his back. So that already is pretty damn creepy. And if you manage to defeat him, then this shit goes down, because then this happens. These tentacles burst from his stomach, and he's even more dangerous. So that's pretty creepy. That's an interesting elder to add to your game. He's nicely detailed, very horrible looking. So that's what is in the box. Brith. Let's go to the next. So here is the Kickstarter exclusive box of the Varacolaci. So a cardboard box with a plastic insert and some cards. So what do we get here? So we have these cards, these spawn cards and activation night. Let me just open up that pack of cards. Let's see what we get. There we go. So a couple of different cards here. So we have these encounter cards, basically the spawn cards, which tell you what to spawn, so you can add this to your base game. And depending on the number of players, you pick a color, so green for 2 players I think, and yellow for 3, and red for 4. And it tells you what spawns in which spot on the boards, because there is all these numbers 1 to 4 on each room and on the boards. And then we have these daytime and nighttime activation cards that you draw, and they tell you what happens during the game, especially for these Varacolaci. And we have these cards here. Let's open that up as well. So let's see, we have these daytime Varacolaca and Varacolaci. So I'm guessing the male and the female version, the same monster. The females have a higher initiative, and roll with more dice, hit on a 5 or a 6, and they have a range of 0 to 1. Same with these. They only have 1 hit point though, but they do pack a punch. These roll only 2 dice, but they hit on a 4, 5, or a 6. So they potentially hit more easily, faster. And then here is the Elder Varacolaci, who has 9 hit points, also has a range of 1, 20 initiative, 3 dice that hit on a 5, 4, 5, or 6. And he has a tongue grab. So all of these have these horrible, creepy tongues that lash out at you. So let's see, and in the box, I've put this on the bottom because they had folded this into this small square, as you can see still, which is kind of a shame because now the nice artwork is all folded and wrinkled. They could have just put it in the bottom of the box. But oh well, so we have here the artwork, the contents, the backstory, and how you add them to your game with an example explained here. So that's also in the box. Now let's have a look at these minis, shall we? So we have here the Varacolaci, this creepy female vampire with the lashing tongues that grab at you. Very creepy. I mean, just imagine that coming at you and sucking your face off, something like that. I don't know, it's pretty damn creepy anyway. And then we have the male version here, the Varacolaci. Also, jumping to the front, lashing out with this creepy tongue coming at you. Nicely detailed. So, yep, there's those models, and here is the Elder. And he's got lots of robes, billowing robes here. And also a big tentacled tongue coming out of his mouth. And, well, he's got lots of robes. I mean, he's covered in robes, which they're nicely detailed, but it's kind of simple. Although, the idea is probably that he's hiding in the dark, waiting for, the hunters to walk by, and then he grabs you. Okay, so that's a pretty interesting set of new monsters to add to the game as well. Let's go to the last box. All right, and last but certainly not least, Gugadeth the Beast, a Kickstarter exclusive Elder Vampire. So it comes in this plain white box with a plastic insert and some cards. So no artwork here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at these cards. So we get 2 cards here. One for the Beast. They're both elders. And the Beast is a big, ugly monster with a high initiative, rolls 3 dice, hits on a 4+, 5 health. He's a melee character. He protects his rider, and he has a rake attack. And then there is Gugadeth the Elder, who has 6 health, also melee, initiative 27, rolls 3 dice that hit on a 4+, and he rains death from above, and he drains you. So that's the cards here. We have a pack of Elder Influence cards, a whole pack of those cards, and he does things like stare into your soul. So we have those, but let's have a look at this wonderful mini. It's rather big. It is in proportion to regular vampires though, because Gugadeth is just an elder vampire, a powerful one, but he's no bigger than any others. But what makes this model cool, of course, is the beast he's riding. So he's got his wings spread out, he's got this big spear in his hand. He's standing atop of that monster holding these chains, and it's on its rear legs, rearing up, howling to the moon, perhaps. He's got lots of detail, lots of musculature there. He's got this cool collar, this spiked collar around his thick neck with this creepy tail. The robes of Gugadeth and his very detailed wings with all the bones here and the veins on the flesh between that form his wings. His face is this cream, so that looks pretty awesome. So there you have Gugadeth and the Beast. Pretty impressive looking model. And that is everything that I had to unbox this time. And that was the unboxing of all these extra expansions for the Order of Vampire Hunters by Darkgate Games. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you next time on Board Game Heaven.